Hi, it looks like I'm live. Hi, everyone. It's Catherine with Lipedema Simplified. Learn, connect, belong. Welcome. I am feeling especially happy today. Hi, Sue. Oh, my goodness. It's so good to see you. Wait, I'm just checking to see who put anything in the chat. Hi, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Uh, nope, here it is. Yep. Hi, Ruth. Yeah, I was a couple minutes late. Oh, I'm so glad I hope you're still here, Sue. And Mary and Marilyn. Um, Welcome. So, I'm here to talk about what's coming up with lipedema, but I want to talk about this that I'm here today and happy. How can I be happy? How can we be happy? And I'm curious, that's a question. Oh, Sue had surgery, which I think she had a rotator cuff thing. And I just want to say, yes, happy. What is happy? Maybe it's content. Maybe it's just this sense of, I'm glad I'm here. I don't necessarily want to be anywhere else. Would I rather have certain things different? Sure. I would like my mobility to be improved. Um, Peace. Yeah, I had peace, but I don't know. I mean, peace can sometimes feel like such a huge task. So I'm thinking in terms of, oh, that's my Alexa in the background. Stop, Alexa. Um,
I can't connect to your Wi-Fi network. You can find setup instructions in the help section of your Alexa app.
I still haven't connected it. I'll get it done maybe this weekend. Um, no, so I'm going to talk about contentment, calm, and chamomile tea. Yes, that's a good combo. Hi, Marcia. Um, Joy. Yeah, it's not subject to the circumstances. I I used to correlate that I would feel exceptionally good if X, Y, or Z was in place. Usually, I will have lost some weight. I would feel right on track. I would feel at peace with my body. I would be um, having good relations with the people that are important to me in my life. Hi, Angela. Hi, Marilee. Um, Acceptance, a bunch of engagement in the chat because I think we're all being content where you are. Content is acceptance without giving up and a feeling of still being able to move forward, continuing hope. Oh, Sandra, that's such a good definition. That's what I found today. It's a weekend, and my life is not so different on the weekends as it is during the week because I'll have meetings, especially we're prepping for I'm going to talk about the event coming up because it's amazing. I swear to you, we all worked on it and I worked really hard on it as well as the committee, the team, Siobhan, Hella, Isla, Akanksha. We all have been working really hard on it, but I swear there's an angel somewhere assigned to this. There's a lipedema angel somewhere because The way that things are falling in place, it just blows me away. Um, yeah, rising above circumstances, Sue says. Yeah, but there's something more to that here. Rising above circumstances. Okay. I have had so many days of despair, DODs, days of despair when trying to manage lipedema, while trying to change lipedema, while trying to change the swelling or some aspect of it. I have to say that I have had more time than I had planned. When I when I started this journey, when I was uh, just sort of thrashing all over the place, thinking to myself, I've got to find an answer. Something's wrong, and I've got to find an answer. And yeah, Sue says, rising above circumstances. Yes, but I would say in some way that what brings a kind of contentment and joy for me, or happy, feeling happy, is it's not pushing away what is. It's not making what is the problem, because I cannot change that I have lipedema. I cannot change that I still have pain. Thank goodness for the CBD, because it really helps me to manage it. But I definitely still have issues with my mobility. And someone asked me to do something, and it meant needing, it wasn't plausible because I'm not driving. I can't manage public transportation. I can't walk very far. I can walk around my house, and I'm so grateful for that. Um, I can walk down the driveway and into a car, different things. But I can't go for 90-minute walks with my friend John anymore. My walking buddy, John, and I used to go for 90-minute walks for health reasons and for connecting reasons. We would talk and we would explore different things and we would walk. Um, I lived in Cambridge, as most of you know, for many, many years, and I was very close to MIT. So John and I would meet at MIT because, depending on the weather, MIT has a whole series of underground tunnels. So MIT is huge. It covers many, many blocks in Cambridge. And you can walk from one building to another building underneath through the tunnels. Anyway, so during the winter, we would be able to walk for a few hours. Though I don't ever think we did a few hours. I did think we've done as long as 2 or 3 hours at different times. But that was a while back, and I was thinking about it, and I was, missing it, and John posted a photo from one of our, walking sessions, um, and I felt myself with that unbelievable missing it. I miss that, And then I was thinking, but that's not here anymore. I'm not there anymore. I'm in a different place. I wouldn't be here talking to you now if I wasn't in the place that I'm at. Having lipedema pushed me beyond my limits, what I would hold as limited. Um, this is turning more into one of my blogs, one of my own personal vlogs, but it's what showed up today. Oh my God. I just had a technical snafu. I hope you're all still there. Are you still there? Ah, Sandra. And Marilyn. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Um, Marilyn, I want to post what you just wrote. I just feel so connected, and contentment is my sauna has given me over the past year. I must stay on meds for pain when the pain strikes because the pain is so painful beyond words. Yes. Yeah. And I think having an online community supports us in all of that. Um, oh, listen, if you got bumped, it's because there was a technical thing that happened. I'm back though. And Sandra says, I do smaller walks, more like 10 minutes at a time, several times a day. Your walking memories sound amazing. Aren't memories wonderful? We can go back to the pleasure in our thoughts and be thankful for the experiences. So thankful, so grateful. But John and I have stayed in touch. Like I say, we were walking buddies. He is a former student of mine that went on, and I ended up referring him for a teaching job as faculty. So we moved from teacher student to colleagues and walking buddies and explorers of what it's like to have critical thinking on board. So we would do a lot of critical thinking conversations about whatever. And so I reconnected with him recently. I was missing him. I'm like, so we've been doing some Zoom calls. Not the same as walking, but still very satisfying. So I found myself reflecting on this whole thing about contentment, or like some of the words that you've put up here: acceptance. Um, looking at what else. Oh, Mary. Mary says she only gets an hour because the pain is so bad. Be sure to come to we're going to have a workshop on pain management as part of the event coming up. And even if you don't do that or anything else, I can connect you up with Brian, who's helped so many of us. Um, all or something. That was from Patty Cornute. Ruth reminds us of that. She put it in the chat. All or something. Like so many people talk about all or everything. Well, anything. even the smallest little bit is more than nothing. That's what I used to say to myself, and Patty used to talk about that all the time when she would encourage people with fitness. Um, so, so let me invite you. We have the pretty much we're focusing on the event coming up the end of April, and it is just coming together unbelievably. An old friend of mine used to talk about mitzvah. I'm not Jewish, he was Jewish, and he would talk about certain things, and he would say to me, "Ah, that's a mitzvah." And I I sort of really liked it. And I'm like, a mitzvah? A mitzvah means blessing. I started to look at lipedema as a mitzvah. What if I've done this a number of different times? I'm going to share something that I'm a little hesitant to share, but give me a minute. Um, is that what if whatever was happening was for me and not against me? What if there was something in everything that was a gift, that was a mitzvah, a blessing of some sort? Um, oh, Marilyn, I love this. Acceptance. We must accept ourselves at some point. I do believe in order to find contentment, not only in order to find contentment, but in order to do anything. Um, I studied with Elizabeth Kubler-Ross many, many, many years ago. One of the blessings or mitzvahs for me of living in Cambridge is the most amazing people came through. And with your ear to the ground, you can find out about all these things. And I found out about workshops that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was giving when her material was, pretty out there so long ago. I mean, literally at least 40 and possibly 50 years ago. Um, but she would talk about that invariably, when people were in their dying process, there came a point where everything changed. And it was at the point where she could tell that someone would accept the invariability of the process. And what I mean by invariability is that, you know, that they were going to die. That was it. Sometimes it would be quickly, sometimes not so quickly. I mean, I'm going to die when I don't know, but well, uh, uh, at least I had a psychic tell me. But aside from that, we really don't know. And in the meantime, what can I do? How can I be to fill this life with something that's meaningful? And I have to tell you, I'm like, you know, talking to you for me is meaningful because this is what I'm living day in and day out. And the thing that I was hesitating telling I don't was I had two car accidents last year. One after the other within a month of each other. And the issue was that I have been having numerous symptoms. Got triggered with a central lymphatic dysfunction, you've heard my story because I talked about it a lot. Um, I had and might still have an obstructed um, thoracic duct. The thoracic duct is where the transport of lymphatic fluids, yada 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 yada. So the two car accidents were caused because I fell asleep behind the wheel. It wasn't that it was late at night. It wasn't that I was tired. I wasn't it was just that something was is going on with my brain, and I go in and out of times of brain fog. Um well, so the reason I tell you this is because I don't have kids, and I think at a certain place in time, your kids will come and say to you, um, it's time for you to not be doing X or Y or Z, in the aging process I'm talking about. And so I had some friends read me the riot act. They're like, and part of it is my natural proclivity to denial. I immediately go into, oh no, that's not such a big deal. I'm only going to drive between here and the swimming pool, which is 15 minutes. Anyway, so this thing about asking, how could this be for me and not against me? So, so long story, I had the car fixed, and I went to a very not reputable place, and they basically have taken my car hostage. Um, I have to take them to small claims court, and I just haven't had the wherewithal and the bandwidth to do it yet. Yet. I will be doing it, but not yet. And here's the thing. Um, I'm just sharing my lesson with you. Um, I started to say to myself, this is such a weird situation. This doesn't happen. Then I started to look to buy a new car, a new used car. Couldn't find one. I found a couple that I would have bought on the spot kind of thing, and they had already gone. And I'm like, this doesn't happen to me. Usually, it all falls in place. So then the question was, how could this be for me? And I started to realize that my task wasn't moving outward right now. My task was moving inward, doing the work that I'm doing with lipedema and the work that I'm doing with myself. And there was this peace that came over me. And I turned 76 in January. And I do this a lot. I do this comparison thing. George Foreman just passed away. I happen to like him a lot. He was a fighter and a boxer fighter. And but I have his grill. I like his grill. Somehow he got into making these grills, and you know how much food stuff we all love and do, and I love the grill stuff. So I have like probably two of his grills. Well, so he died, I think last week, and I noticed it. Um, and what ended up happening is the awareness. He's 76. I'm 76. It's not uncommon for people to be dying, and I'm not. I'm pretty, not only am I pretty active, even in my reflexive way, but gosh, wait till you hear about the event we have coming up. It's like magic. I mean, the people who are coming. What I did, so this might be my superpower. If I had had what I needed when I had my surgery, what would that have been? That's the question that I wanted answered. What could I have done, or what could have helped me to make it easier? I had surgery years ago. I had surgery when we first started, way too early. Should have waited. But anyway, um, and that's what's come together for our event. So I'm rambling and rambling. I'm way over time, but give me a couple more minutes. Let me just grab the link so I can give you the link, so you can sign up if you haven't already. But we have our event coming up. And to say that it's brilliant is to underestimate it. Okay, here's the link. I want you to be able to go there and take a look at what I'm saying. We have surgeons and patients and people who are experts at different parts of the process for surgery coming and presenting to make things easier for you. So, come if you can. Yeah, come if if surgery is if you're considering surgery or moving in that direction, don't miss it. If you're not considering surgery, it's interesting. You'll find a lot of value, but it's not as critical for you. Anyway, let me Joni put up back. Yeah, it was in the late 70s. You did it too. That was when I was doing it. Losing mobility is also a grieving process. Yes. I've accepted my mobility problems and remind myself of the process of letting go, that which I cannot do, and find new things I can do. For example, I was an avid bird watcher. A little water. I've adapted to car bird watching and backyard bird watching. I get wrapped. I do small exercises and I use a walker every day. I can find new things. I think of it like discovering treasures. Joni, that's wonderful. I'm having trouble talking, you guys. All these symptoms are a bitch, though. Oh my God. Oh, Sandra's. It took a year and multiple PT sessions after both of her knees were, what do they call it? Replaced, probably. Knee replacements. Still some pain, but they function better than before. Oh my God, that's wonderful. So I'm going to sign off. I'm drinking, this is my Saratoga water. It's really good. I like it. It's a lot of talking for me all at once, with all of the symptoms I still deal with. But I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to have had this time to just reflect and share with you and share with one another. Um, have a wonderful, it's Friday night here. So have a wonderful weekend. If you're listening to the replay, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And much, much love. And let me see. Huh. Oh, I knew there was a way to do that. Bye, everyone. Loving you.